In this section, I'm going to talk about the difference between paper, parchment, and Perg. Parchment, as we've already gone over, is made from animal skin. So it is a natural material. So I've put this on a dark background so that you can see the natural variations that happen. This happens to be a piece of vellum. I would call this true vellum. Here we have some almost glassy areas. It does have a hole in it. You can patch this if you want. It is very nice and thin. This one came out beautiful. It has the classic veining from the animal's veins and nerves that you can see in the skin. If we turn it over to the flesh side, these are slightly more pronounced. There are some color variations in the hide. You can see it is an imperfect product. If you compare it side by side to Perg or vegetable vellum, you can see that the vegetable vellum is a much more consistent product all the way through. Now, both of these can end up with certain greasy spots in them. And both of them are treated the same way when they get greasy spots, either with cornstarch or with the gum sandarac, also known as pounce. So vellum and parchment can be quite temperamental in terms of how it behaves with moisture, with tension, with all sorts of stuff. So why are we working with it? Well, because it's awesome. And it is the period correct material. Vegetable vellum, very, very close to this in terms of performance. In terms of how it takes the ink, they're similar, they're not exactly the same. The ink tends to stay up on top of the Perg, whereas it almost tattoos the vellum. The Perg will, I think honestly it tends to prefer a metal nib, whereas the vellum definitely prefers the feather quill. So Perg is actually a brand new product. It did not exist in period. I have someone who is squicked out by animal products. This is a great close second. And it makes beautiful books. It's highly durable. There's no issues with it as a medium. I think it's absolutely wonderful. And it comes in bright white and this sort of ivory color. Real vellum is going to have a natural variation of colors anywhere between very, very yellow to gray to bright white. It can have spots, it can have splotches, it can have dings, cuts, whatever. And for me, that's part of the magic of the material. Now let's go to paper. This is just a Canson cold pressed paper. And it has a beautiful tooth to it. You can work on either side. It is highly affordable. This is a little bit more expensive. This is much more expensive. So you can buy several books of this for the same price that you would pay for a couple sheets of this. And you could probably get 10 sheets of this for what you would pay for a couple hundred sheets of this. So really it depends on where you want to put your money. You can take a knife to this and it's not going to care. It doesn't care about sandpaper. Okay, if you do that to this, you're going to destroy it. This one is much more temperamental when it comes to making fixes, so get it right the first time. Okay, but paper is also period correct. So if you get a higher end watercolor paper that's made from either cotton or linen rag, that is a 100% period correct material. So there's no issues with using it at all, especially for later period pieces or pieces from like Ottoman Empire, and North Africa, Asia. Paper was the thing to use for that.